2025 is literally 2 seconds away, and there is no better time to upgrade your habits and transform your life. Hello, my faves. My name is Tandium Timunia, your health coach, aka your favorite girl. And in today's video, we are going to be diving into some self improvement habits that you can start in 2025 to ensure that you have a happy, successful, and overall banger 2025. Let's get started. Starting off the day properly is, I think, for me, one of the most important things that you can do for yourselves. So, the first habit I recommend is a morning routine. This is something that I personally also struggled with, but I am going to commit to actually having a morning routine. Why is this important? This can literally set you up for the day. Your morning routine, we all have morning routines, whether they're good or bad. We literally all have morning routines, right? Now, being intentional about your morning routine is going to set you up for a more productive day, and literally it's just going to set you up for how your whole day is going to go. So having a proper morning routine will be the best thing that you can do when starting your day. Obviously, there is no one size fits all, so to each their own. You can experiment with different type of morning routines, like what time you want to wake up, if you want to go for a jog, if you want to exercise, having a glass of warm water, lemon water, chlorophyll drops, whatever it may be. You can experiment with whatever works for you, and when you find that perfect, let's say 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes of your day will literally set the tone for the rest of your day, and in turn set the tone for the week, the month, and the year. So a morning routine is of utmost importance, making sure that you are doing whatever is comfortable with you. Now, another tip or another habit that I have for you guys is getting in some regular exercise. I know, we've all heard this before, but the facts are the facts, guys. Exercising is great for our bodies, guys. It improves our physical health, it improves our mental health, and it has also shown to reduce stress. When I speak of exercise, I don't mean going to the gym and lifting heavy weights or doing extreme excessive cardio. Exercising can be as simple as taking a 20-minute walk in the morning, or taking your kids to the park and playing around with them, just getting in some cardio. It could be doing some light stretches, just anything that you're going to do to move your body. The important thing is moving your body. One thing, yes, exercising is overhyped. Not really, it is overhyped, but we don't do it enough. That is what I've noticed. Like, it's overhyped, but we just don't do it enough. And now that it's going to be January soon, everybody is just going to be on their, I want to lose weight, I want to start going to the gym, I want to do this and that with my fitness New Year's resolutions. But I really do encourage that. Like, as much as everyone is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to start exercising, da, 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 da. I encourage more people to have that New Year's resolution. I encourage more people to want to get in shape. I encourage more people to want to be healthy, because it's just so good for you. Plus, when you literally, after I exercise, I feel so good about myself. It literally gives you a boost in confidence. And staying consistent at it is something else, like our topic for another day, which we will discuss. Trust me, we will touch up on that. But for now, let's just stick to starting. Commit to starting the exercise and just figure out everything as you go. And exercising is not a one size fits all. To each their own. You do what you're comfortable with. You start where you can. The important thing about it is that you progress as time goes. Like, nobody really wants to be stuck in the same place forever, right? So start where you can, start where you're comfortable at, and like, daily journaling is just going to be a way for you guys to put on paper what's in here and what's in here. Because in the day and age that we live in, there's a lot happening around us. There's just a lot of things and a lot of people that can really trigger or press the wrong buttons during the day. And daily journaling is just a way for anyone to just vent in a way, because in the day and age that we live in, a lot of people don't have, like me, I don't have a best friend that I can talk to or that I can plan with necessarily. So journaling is going to be something that I myself want to get into in the coming year, because I'm just a mess. There's a lot of things going in here, and if you guys are anything like me, you cannot trust, you can never ever trust your mind to remember anything. So besides clearing your mind and your heart and your emotions onto the paper, it's going to be a great way to set some intentions that you have for that specific day or for the next day, depending on when you decide to do your daily journaling. I prefer to do it at night, because after everything that has happened, after I've set my intentions the previous night, I can reflect back on if I really have achieved what I set out for the day, how I'm feeling. I can write down the progress that I've made, where I am, how I feel, what I'm grateful for. It's also a very great way to practice gratitude. And you know how they say what you focus on grows. So I feel like journaling has been, I kind of played with journaling a little bit during the year. I just wasn't consistent with it, but it was a really great way for me to see my progress and what I have done for myself. Sometimes the small wins of the day do really add up in the end. So here's a few tips for someone that says, okay, Tandiwe, but I don't know how to journal. I've never done it before. Where do I start? How do I do it? Okay, so this is how you're going to go about it, right? You're going to set aside a time in your day, in the mornings or in the afternoons, or right before you sleep. It doesn't really matter. You're going to set, let's say, 30 minutes out of your day, and you're going to be alone in a quiet space, and you are going to just write whatever is in your mind. You're going to write down the date, and you're going to write down how you're feeling, how your day went. If you're going to do it in the morning, you are going to write down what you are expecting to do during the day. You're going to set your intentions of the day or the next day if you're doing it in the night like me, and you are just going to write down what you are grateful for. Let's start off with three things that you are grateful for, three things that you want to improve for the next day, or if you're doing it in the morning, for the current day, and what makes you happy. Now, the next habit is something that I myself really kind of struggled with during 2024, but I got it right? So it is daily reading. Daily reading is not only going to increase your knowledge, but it also reduces stress, and it gives you a break from your screens, unless if you are reading on your phone, which is also good. It's going to give you a break from social media and all the chaos that's always happening on these apps, right? So daily reading, especially if you're going to be reading self-development books, that, like, of course you can read whatever you want, but I would recommend that you read some self-development books. What I love about self-development is that, like, the person that you become is just such a great like, when you were younger, we always want to be these superheroes, these billionaires, and all these things. And literally, self-development books are a roadmap on how you can become the superhero that you always wanted to be. So that is that is the thing that I really love about self-development books. So I would really recommend self-development books. And if you really aren't into reading, what you can do is, when you have a book, also get the audio of that book. So while you are listening to the audio, you are looking into the book. And I feel like that is just going to help you become a better reader, if that's a thing. Because how you, like, when you're watching a movie for the first time, and then you watch it again, and then you feel like, no man, that scene, that's different in the movie. What happened? It's the same thing with books. So you have to read the same book 2 to 3 times, not really for you to cram or know the book off by heart, but when you're gonna read it again, you're gonna be like, hmm, was this part in the book the first time I read it? What's did they add a page? You know? So self-development books, I really feel like they are just a roadmap to the person that you want to become. Literally, it's just going to save you time and time, because there's really nothing new under the sun. Everything that you want, someone out there has achieved it. So, and they have left you a roadmap on how you can achieve it. So self-development books are really, really, really just going to help reduce your stress, get away from the screen time, get away from the madness that's on these apps or on social media right now, and just help you become better and healthier. So financial discipline is really going to be something that you really, 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 really need to be acquainted with, right? If you have financial discipline as a habit right now, when you don't have the money that you do want, when you get it, you are going to be able to retain it, if that makes sense, right? So I know I've read The Richest Man in Babylon, and there is a part where it says 10% of your earnings should be yours to keep. So when you get paid, you should pay yourself first. So okay, that is not what this video is about, but financial discipline is something that I don't know, but in my family, it wasn't something that was taught. I had to learn about it myself. It like it's really hard for you to not buy something that you want when you have the money to get it. I'm not talking about your needs. Your needs obviously now are your essentials, right? You cannot live without your essentials. But it's really hard to not buy something that you really, 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 really want when you can afford it. And sometimes I think it's very important to realize that credit cards, accounts, your Fushini accounts, your Edgar's accounts, TFG accounts, those things are doing absolutely nothing for you besides pulling you back. Yes, I know that not all debt is bad, but that is the bad debt, because you are literally buying food and clothes with money that you do not have. And now you're going to pay interest on something that you already used, that is non-existent, that is worn out, that you don't use anymore, something that you probably gave to someone else, and it's just not worth it. So I think that it's very important for us as South Africans, because we really have so much potential. Like, there is so much potential in a young black child that is disciplined, not only financially but physically as well. When you are disciplined, you attract so many more opportunities, because there's a saying that says success is when preparation meets opportunity. So we really have to be prepared, and I feel like being financially disciplined is a great way for us to prepare for opportunities that the Lord is going to send our way. We always get opportunities that we are never ready for, and the opportunities are going to pass us by. I don't believe in the notion that what is made for you will find you. Yes, what is made for you will find you, but it can also pass you by if you're not ready, if you're not prepared. Like, it's really important that while you are in your waiting room, while you don't have anything, that you prepare yourself, that you equip yourself with the right knowledge and the equipment that will armor you up, so that when the opportunity presents themselves, you are wise enough to, number one, see the opportunity and seize the opportunity. So just financial discipline is a very great way for us to start and for us to prepare for greatness that is about to just shower us. Being kind to yourself. Like, this might sound obvious, but a lot of us really aren't kind to ourselves. And I'm not talking about taking it easy on yourself when you haven't reached your goals. If you need to push yourself, you have to push yourself. But being kind to yourself first is just giving a roadmap to people to be kind to you as well. It's giving a roadmap to people for people to respect you too. So being kind to yourself is going to improve your resilience, because you are going to know when you have messed up. You need to get your ear, you need to be like, girl, you better get yourself and get up and get moving. But you are going to also be able to realize that, you know what, I gave it my best shot, and if it didn't work out, then it just wasn't your time. So being compassionate with yourself is also going to, number one, increase your self-respect. It's going to increase your self-love, boost your self-esteem, because once you're compassionate with yourself, you start to love yourself more. And when you love yourself, that is when you really realize that you don't need any validation from anyone. You don't need validation from men. You don't need validation from your woman, from women. You don't need validation from friends, from family, from your parents, from no one. You are literally going to be independent. And when I mean independent, I don't mean financially, I mean emotionally, because a lot of us depend on our significant others or our parents or our friends so much that it gets to a point where if they don't agree with the slightest thing, it's going to ruin who we are. We are going to change our identity because this person is changing, or trends are changing, because trends are forever going to change. And if you are not, you need to validate yourself. And I feel like the best way to do that is through self-compassion, because once you start loving yourself, once you, like, I mean really loving yourself, and I don't mean like the, like with the self-care and that is all nice, but it starts with what's in here, what's in your heart, or what's in your mind, how you think about yourself, how you talk to yourself, the affirmations that you have for yourself, how you plan for your future. Because if you fail to plan, essentially you are planning to fail, because if you don't know where the target is, where are you shooting? If you don't know where the target is, where are you shooting? And in my opinion, that is all, it all begins with self-compassion. Because when you're compassionate, and like, I don't want to, let's not get things twisted. I don't mean let yourself go. I don't mean be easy on yourself. Yes, it's, if you want to be hard on yourself, be hard on yourself. If you want to 10x your goals and your dream, if you have to go 10x in order to achieve your goals and your dreams, go 10x. But it's also important to know that being kind to yourself is very important. Being kind to yourself is like, even if someone is going to insult you or not answer you properly, or if you get into an altercation with someone, that is not going to change your identity, because identity starts with how you talk to yourself, and how you speak to yourself is literally going to reflect on others. It's going to reflect on how you raise your children. It's going to affect you in how you handle conflict. It's going to affect you in how you handle other people. So self-compassion is really something that's really close to my heart, because I struggled with this for the longest of time, because anything you said would literally piss me off so badly, and I would put up this wall like, yeah, I don't care about anything, I don't care what you say about me, I don't care, da, 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 da. But when I was alone, I would like constantly think about it, and I would play the scenario over and over and over in my head and be like, but why did this happen? And it was so bad. It even got to a point where I would play the same scenario, but in my head I acted differently. I acted how I wanted to really act, but because I was lacking self-compassion, that was like my identity, and who I wasn't solid. And if you're not solid in who you are, then what are you doing in this life? What are you doing in this life? Who wants to look up to someone that doesn't know who they are, that's not grounded, that's not rooted? And I'm not saying this to say that we're going to be role models or whatever, but in the end, we really are role models. You're gonna be your kids' role models. You're gonna be the next door neighbor's kid role model. Your baby cousin's role model. Your little sister's model. Your parents' role model, even, because sometimes your parents really do acknowledge that they, like, the things that they've done aren't really the best, and are proud of the kind of person that you are becoming. So be kind to yourself. Learning a new skill. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Learning a new skill. And FYI, being a couch potato, it's not a skill at all. But learning a new skill, guys, this is literally going. Sometimes it's not even about learning a new skill, but it's about discovering the skills that you do have, because some of y'all are artists and you are sleeping. Some of y'all are really talented. You guys can draw, you guys are poets, you guys can do public speaking, and all of this is all crowded because we are lazy, we are mindlessly scrolling on social media, we have nothing to do besides go to class or go to work and come back and do nothing at all with our lives. So learning a new skill or discovering the skill that you really have within you is just going to be super amazing, because you don't know, like, you guys might be our next Picasso, like, what? So, like, how are we going to implement these? I think it's very important to acknowledge that you can't do all of these all at once. I think if you are going to be someone that wants to get some, like, improve your habits, it's very important to start with one or two. Start with one or two habits, and whichever ones you would like, and kind of play around with them, see how they fit in your day, and be consistent with them, because if you're not consistent, then you really did nothing. So pick one or two habits that you want to, like, immediately after Happy New Year, literally bam, you get into these habits. You cannot say these haven't worked for you if you give up before March. Pick one or two habits, stick with them till March, and we can talk in March if you want to continue or you want to drop them or what's happening. All right, so being consistent is also very important. And the way you can be consistent in this is by reflecting daily on how your day went and having a habit tracker. I really, 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 really suggest that we all get habit trackers that you can, like, literally, okay, I read today, daily reading, I read, check. Exercise, I went for a jog, check. Every single day, it's just easier to check off a list, after doing the activity, than to just do nothing. And I feel like when you are checking off a list, you can see the progress each and every day, so it makes it really that much easier to stay consistent, because I mean, who doesn't like getting things done, you know? So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and if you found any value in today's video, please do like, subscribe, and share the video, and tell a friend to tell a friend if you loved living here. Bye.